The one and only Xylophone here, and it is time to decide what should go in a perfect side deck. Thought I was gonna say duel. Well, not today. We might do a little dueling, but we don't have a lot of time because, I've been rushing around this morning trying to get things set up, trying to get the perfect deck for the invitationals, the Xylophone community annual invitational Yu-Gi-Oh dueling tournament thing. We need a name for it, I guess. But let's get this going. So, I don't think I'm going to show off my deck in this, which is good and bad. It means, other people may have an opportunity to do last-minute changes beforehand. I don't think people will do that, but you never know. You never know. In the tournament coming up, we're actually going to be using the World's ban list, so things will be a little different. But I just want to know this for knowing this. What do we think some of the best side deck cards are? Because I still gotta set that up. I still gotta choose some stuff here. So I have some options thrown in here. We got my favorite side deck cards, Skill Drain, as well as some of the classics like tons of Solemns, and then the new Nibiru doing some stuff. But what are some other things that would be crazy? Called by the Grave is one of the top 5. Yeah, Called by the Grave. I mean, if you're not main decking it already, I feel like should be in any side deck, depending. Because it helps against graveyard decks. It helps against hand traps. It just helps your life in general. So, Called by the Grave is one of my favorite new cards. Or favorite cards with the new system. But yeah, let's talk about some of the stuff that you guys like to see in a side deck. Burden of Mighty. Definitely not one I see a lot. Burden of the Mighty. I don't feel like that's a magnificent side decking card. It's good for lowering power, but power's not the name of the game anymore. We'll put it up there as a 1 just so we don't completely write off your thing. All the hand traps. Yeah, hand traps are obviously a thing. But like what side deck or what hand traps would be perfect for a side deck? Something you wouldn't normally put in your main deck, but you'd switch it out when you see your opponent is running a certain something. Because like Ash Blossom's good for almost anything these days. Maybe Ghost Ogre, but what would be the targets for that? Let's see, Dimension Shifter. Is that one of the new cards that came out, right? Yeah, this guy. If you have no cards in the graveyard, so first turn of the duel, you can send this, and any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. Yeah, 100% that's a good one against some stuff like that. Pankratops is a good one. I've seen a lot of Pankratops going around because it's a free summon. It has attack points. You can just get rid of it to destroy something, so it's a little versatile when it comes down to that. So that's a thing. Let's see, Ghost Ogre. Lightning Storm is just another one of those that is good entirely. But yeah, I'm just going to be throwing like copies of 3 until we need to start taking them out. Yeah, Lightning Storm is a new card, which will unfortunately not be allowed in this tournament because it is not abiding by the rules. Because it's not released in the TCG yet, I think is the statement there. Well, either way, I checked my own deck, so that's the thing. But yeah, that's an insane new card. It's like a Harpy's Feather Duster and Raigeki mixed into one. Or, you can choose either or, as long as you don't have anything. Pankratops is a 2. Well, not in regular Yu-Gi-Oh! Is it a 2 now in regular Yu-Gi-Oh? I know it isn't Worlds, but we aren't making a side. We aren't talking about Worlds right now. We're just talking about side deck in general. Cosmic Cyclone is one of my favorite spell destruction cards. And Twin Twister. So that's why we're throwing stuff in the main deck right now. We just want to have these things in front of us. For any time we need to make a side deck, we'll have the options in front of us. Because obviously every deck needs a different side deck. I'm not going to go running I don't know, an example. I'm not going to be running Cosmic Cyclones and Twin Twisters and things that already have tons of spell destruction. Sometimes you don't need it. So, Yeah, so we got the Cosmic Cyclone, Twin Twister. I don't think Mirror Force is going to see a lot of use in most side decks. I think other traps are better. Like, I already got some in here. Like, Impermanence is one of the best cards in the game right now. Galaxy Cyclone, true. That's another option. That's only for set cards. I don't think Galaxy Cyclone's is versatile. I think I'm going to stick with just these being the options there. There's a lot of things that are limited in Worlds. Evenly matched. Oh, yeah. Evenly matched. Yeah, we'll look at Wall of Disruption. Wall of Disruption. Yeah. Evenly is fun. Declares an attack. All monsters. Yeah, once again, that counters power, which isn't that big these days. You know? Let's see. Mind Drain. Stops hand traps. Mind Drain. Let's see. Activate this card. Effects of monsters in the hand can't be activated. Not horrible. But I don't know. I don't know how much I would use this, because almost every deck uses tons of hand traps these days, and you don't see Mind Drain going around all that commonly. So I don't know. But I like the card. Dimensional Barrier. Yeah, we can throw one of those in. Bear. Oh, I spelled it with a T. I'm smart. There we go. Dimensional Barrier is one of those big maybes. But it can help slow your opponent down. It's like as good as Solemn. Maybe a little less versatile. Brain Control. Brain Control can be good. Isn't it Mind Control? Or are we talking about something different? No, you're talking about Brain Control. Target it and take control of that monster until the end phase. Sure. There's Brain Control and there's Mind Control, I think. Sakuretsu Armor. Okay, you're the same guy who's saying the Mirror Force. Because I'm not... This isn't the place for Sakuretsu Armor, you know? Mind Crush? Oh, man, you gotta be really... You gotta be really estimating your opponent if you're gonna use Mind Crush. It's good, but... You know. See, Ghost Spell. Ghost Spell is only if you have the full setup for it, right? The Nuclear Emperor? Sure. Let's take a look at that new Gizmek card. Now, why is this guy good as a side decker? Let's see. If a monster's in the extra monster zone, special summon this from hand. Very common. You can target one face-up monster and equip it to this card. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon one monster card you control equipped to this card. Okay, that is fun. I do like him. That's just... That card just might see a lot of action in general. Because people always using their extra zones. Alright. Now, once again, I can't use this in this upcoming tournament, but I will keep that in mind. That is cool. Secret Village, yeah, if you're running spellcasters, Secret Village can be huge. You know, I have fun with that. Sphere Mode and Kaijus, yeah. Classic Sphere Modes. Now, I don't know if Sphere Mode's gonna, like, is gonna be fully replaced by Nibiru. I don't know. Because Nibiru just seems better, but also a little bit more limited, but also you can do it on your opponent's turn in case that's gonna hurt you. So that's an interesting choice. System down. What's that one do again? Banish all machine-type monsters your opponent controls in their graveyard. Well, it certainly wouldn't be a main deck card. End in the graveyard. That's where it gets good. Maybe. We'll put one of those in there. For consideration. Let's see. Denko Seka for back row decks. Let's see. While you control no set spells or traps, neither player can set spells or traps or activate spells and traps that are set on the field. It's a strong... That one's heavily dependent on what you're running, because most decks do use spells and traps. But, like, say you're running a deck that doesn't, I feel like you'd want to make that decision when it comes to your deck, but I'll throw one in for consideration. I don't think the Imprisoning Mirrors are super necessary, but yeah, that's what I was thinking. System down against Orchist. Okay, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. Let's see. Great for recycling monsters. Odd Eyes with Egyptian Gods. That sounds fun. There can only be one. Now, I've been trying to add this to a side deck, but I think the name might have changed on Why GoPro. Because it's not here. Let's see. So am I like doing something wrong? There can be... Oh, there can be only one, not only be one. That's what I was doing wrong. Okay. I'm not dyslexic. It's fine. Cool. Yeah, that's a cool card. Same with the Rivalry of the Warlords. That's for very similar reasons. Lost Wind, that's a maybe. If your deck has problems with power, then Lost Wind's a nice little double hitter when it comes to the canceling effect and cutting that power, right? It does cancel effects, right? Yeah, it does. Goes in match? Yep. Same reason as those other ones. I should probably just be putting one copy of stuff in here, but there we go. Look at all these great side deck cards. Look at them all. Summon limit. Depending on your deck, of course. Can be. Can be very good. Let's see, what deck am I running? I ain't telling yet, but you guys will see as the tournament starts. Because I know some of these things that'll work with my deck, some that would certainly not work with my deck. You know. Mystic Mine. Once again, I feel like that's kind of a deck choice rather than a side deck thing, but it's not a bad thing. Florp. Add some dinos in there. I mean, aside from Pankratops, what dino would you side deck? Training Shield? My god. Oh yeah, that artifact Lancia, see that a lot. That's in a lot of side decks, ain't it? Oh, you 60 cards. Let's see, what does this one do? I've never actually used it. You can set this card from your hand to your spell and trap zone as a spell. During your opponent's turn, if the set card is destroyed and sent to your graveyard, special summon it. During your opponent's turn, you contribute this card. Neither player can banish cards. Okay, yeah. If you're fighting against a banished deck, great thing to have side decked. Definitely. Alright, let me start whipping some cards out of here. Let's see, we'll just keep one of the hand trap because we all know what hand traps do. One of those. One of those. And then sort this just so I don't go insane. There we go. Do Mirror Force because it can deal with face-up attack monsters? I mean, so can Raigeki. I feel like Raigeki's just better. Sure, you can trick your opponent into it, but there's better cards to deal with face-up attack monsters. Let's see. Vishuddha? That's decent, yeah. Oh, that's an OA type there. Let's see, if you control no effect monsters, you can special summon this from hand. That's got to be in a really specific deck in most cases, though. Alright, you've been screaming about Barbaros for a while, so let's take a look at him. You can normal summon without attributing, but stack. You attribute 3 monsters to tribute. Summon this card. Destroy all cards your opponent controls. So it's like a harder to use Raigeki? Unless you contribute your opponent's cards, but it doesn't say that. Eh. Let's look at those other artifacts you guys are mentioning. Artifact Scythe. You set this same thing as the other artifact card, but if this card special summoned, your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. Hey, hey. That's cool. Alright. Dark Belly Dexy Dragon. Alright, well, we know who we're not listening to anymore. Let's see. Sanctum is the other one. Special summon 1 artifact monster from the deck. Okay, just to kind of set that up if you are running the artifacts. Sure. Yeah, draw. This is another hand trap, but it is definitely a side decked hand trap. Let's just type Lockbird. Like, I don't know when I would use Drill and Lockbird. There's plenty of decks that are good with it, but it's like, when's the right time to pull it out? Let's see, Dark Law Mass Change. Yeah, if you really got to be running the right kind of deck for that as well, though I don't feel like you're going to put that into every extra deck. Every side deck, rather. Ghost Reaper Winter Cherry. What's that one again? Is that the one that has to target specific things on the extra deck? Or am I thinking of the other one? Yeah, you have... Like, Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries is a great card, but that's, like, for decks... That's really good in decks that don't really use a lot of their extra deck. So I'm not gonna put that one in here. Final attack orders. Isn't that the one that just makes things... Oh, that's from Santiago again. Okay. We just won't look it up. Instant Fusion, Thousand Eyes Restrict. Not a bad shout. I don't see a lot of decks where I would, like, put those in that don't already run it, though. Just to stop Graveyard. Yeah, it's tough because you want the things to be, like, versatile with other decks. I'm also looking for, like, versatility here. And Dimensional Fissure, that's just the one that gives you a... Yeah, I mean, that's a fine. It's at 1, having that as an option. Ooh, Crackdown. I think that's one that I was thinking of. Yeah, I've seen this one around. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls, take control of it. While you control that monster, it can't do effects. When it leaves the field, destroy this card. So yeah, you just kind of take it over. Can't use effects, but you got a monster all yourself. Let's see, Phantasme. Isn't that just Thanos? No. Or is that something else? Yeah, no, that card... Why would you side deck this card? Like, if you're running a deck that wants you to summon it, then sure. But discard a card and you get, like... It's too specific. Certain decks, great. Yeah. Super Poly I have in there. Actually, I guess we can put in the extra deck of this section. Good Super Poly targets. Why not? To get all that in front of us. Alright, so Starving Venom is, of course, one of the most popular Super Poly targets. Mud Dragon is up there as one of the other popular ones. And then Violet Chimera. Let's see, is that the one I think it is? Is that the plant thing? No, that's the Salamangreat target. Okay. So that's cool. Stardust could be great for Synchro decks. Once again, if you're going to run a Stardust, I think you're going to put that in your deck. Because it's not really a side deck card. Alright, people have been saying Dark Nerves. Yeah, I didn't think that was a thing. Is this a fusion-based deck? Well, this isn't a deck. This is a list of cards. Alright, so let's think. Let's try to prioritize some stuff now. What is the... We have a bunch of stuff in front of us now. And I think it's some of the better things. What do we think is the best? What's the best side deck card? If you guys had to say. Let's see. I think Nibiru is way up there. I think like the ones I have down here are huge. I mean, honestly, Infinite Impermanence might as well be a main deck card for most decks. Skill Drain, I think, is one of my favorite side deck cards, but it doesn't mean it's the best. Super Poly is huge right now. Called by the Grave is fantastic. What about up here? What's the best? Spell Destruction's good. Look up all Lumirage. Alright, let's take a look. Let's see. All monsters on the field lose attack and defense equal to their own level and rank. But how does that help you? Aside from reducing attack. It doesn't like lower their levels or anything to mess with your opponent. And it like doesn't have attack, so if you're worried about attack, it's not gonna save you. Skill Drain messes up Guru Control and all meta. Yeah, I love Skill Drain. It's fantastic. Magical Cylinder. Sphere Mode. Sphere Mode's cool. Let's see. Of these cards, I mean, Evenly Matched is up there, I think. All these, depending on what kind of deck you're running, are good. Time Wizard, you know it. Cost Down? What's Cost Down do? Let's see. Discard one card for the rest of the turn. Reduce all levels of that. If that was a quick play, I would say great. But this just looks like it's meant to help you set up plays. Yeah, because it reduces stuff in your own hand. It doesn't mess with your opponent. Remember, the whole point of the side deck is to play against your opponent better once you learn what they have. So, that's definitely not a thing. Dark Door, yeah, probably not. Once again, like most side decks, I feel like your deck itself should be able to handle your opponent's attacks. If you have to rely on your side deck to stop your opponent from damaging you, then you're probably not doing great already. This is more to counter the things that are, like, troublesome when you're talking about a side deck. At least that's how I see it. That's how I see it. See a picture of a cute husky puppy named Oreo? I saw you saying something about that earlier. I'd love to see it. I'd love to. My mouse is doing the offset thing. Thank you very much. Boop. All better. Easy to fix. Alright. So, I'm looking at a few things I think will be a good little switch into into my deck that I'm running. But guys, it is going to begin shortly. So let me just confirm all the rules. People are being added already in the group. I'm in Group B. Let's see, jump to present. Alright, so I'm going to be bringing my deck in. It's going to be matches. It's a deck I'm not 100% comfortable with, but an easy enough deck, I think. I'm just going to go clean up the side deck, save it all, and get ready for this tournament. It's going to be hosted over on Twitch, and I believe it's going to be a 2-part tournament. This first part, round robin. I need to win as many matches as possible. We might not get through all the matches today, but we're going to try to get through a bunch and see how it is. We got legitimately, I gotta say, like the top 4 duelists in our entire community in my grouping, so I'm terrified. It's going to be interesting, and we'll see. I need to win more than all the other people, so this will be great. This will be great. But I'll clean up this, and maybe in the future I'll have a nice little guide on how to build a nice side deck for you guys who aren't great at Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm sure plenty of people are better than me at choosing their side deck, but there's a lot of mentality that can go into making the perfect side deck. I'm going to see what I can do. I want to win this tournament. It's got a lot of good duels coming, so hop over to Twitch and cheer me on. See you guys soon. Woo-wee.